Happy Saturday, everyone! I've got another good one for you today. I know I say that every day, but I'm excited about this because I'm decorating my own front porch. But I want to show you guys today how you can make the most gorgeous garland. It's going to look like you bought it off of Etsy at some high-end boutique or from a local high-end boutique. You can do this. It's so easy. One of the simplest things you can make. And mine, for my front porch, if you go back, if you haven't seen my prior tutorials, I made these lanterns for my front porch. They're going to go on top of a big galvanized metal urn on either side of my front door, okay? So we're going to mimic some of the ingredients in this in the garland, and that way it all ties together. So let me put this down, get my iPad going. When you jump on, say hi, tell me where you're watching from. Let me get this going real quick. Here we go. Turn my volume down. Hi, Rita. Rita, did you get a day off? You can watch me not at work. I love that. I'm thinking, yeah. Saturday, although a lot of people work Saturdays. I used to work Saturdays all the time. So this garland, the garland I'm making today is 6 foot. I'm going to make 3 of them because they're going to go all the way around my front door. I already put one bunch of flowers on it. I started it so you can see where I'm going with it. And I think you're going to like this tutorial. You're going to go, you know what? I'm no longer buying the little garlands you see in Michael's or Hobby Lobby or whatever. Not that they're bad. Those are fine too. But if you really want drama, this is what you do. Or not even just a garland over your door. If you have any weddings coming up or celebrations, whatever, this is a great garland to go down the middle of a farm table. It's perfect and very easy, and I like that it is faux flowers because you don't have to worry about wilting or watering, etc. Correct? So look at this. This I'm making on this cheap grapevine little garland that I bought on clearance, and I wanted the magnolia flowers that were on it, so I popped those all off. And now I have this left. So this is what it looked like before. 6 foot. There's leaves and stuff still on it that I can use. So check those clearance aisles. When you see these funky little garlands, pick them up when they're on clearance after the season. Christmas, you can do the same thing. So this is what it's going to look like, but I'm going to do several of these bouquets going all the way down. Then you end up with this big, full, multi-dimensional garland. It's amazing. But can you see this in the middle of a table, like going down a table, and then you can put candles on each side of it. You could use this out in your backyard on a dining table. So many uses, so many. So yeah, you don't have to pay an expensive florist or something like that. If you're doing a backyard wedding, a regular wedding, whatever, you guys, you got this covered. And the other thing with this is a garland. Of course, I'm putting it on my front door, but you guys, you could use these on a wedding arch. You could have it go over, you could cut this in half, do sections on each side. This is how you would build it. So I'm going to show you how today. Super easy. You're going to love it. So this is the first one. Let me check and see who's jumping on. I'm going to have it go over my table. It's quite long, so it's difficult on this small table, but we're gonna show you how. Hi, Frenchie. Yay, Frenchie's on. I will, and you know what I'm going to do? So I'm going to make this one 6 foot section, but I have 2 more to make, and when I install it, I'll do a live while I install it. I got to figure out how to rig my camera on my porch somehow. Maybe I'll stack up an end table or something with my little arm I put my phone on, but we'll do one when I put it all together because it's going to be pretty nice. All the greens and the whites and everything, it should look pretty fresh. And I'm excited, like today, it's a beautiful day. I think it's gonna be close to 75 degrees today. It's sunshine, it's gorgeous. So I'm like, I wanna decorate for spring. And then we looked at the weather report for next week, and low is 33, the high is 45, rain and possible snow. I'm like, we just can't move into spring. We just can't quite do it. We're stuck in this weather pattern. It goes beautiful, and then it goes right back to winter again. So, but we're still going to do it. We're still going to do it. Okay, so yes, I will share pictures, and I will probably do a live when I put it all up. So let's get started. So what I did is I took the top, well, most garlands like this has a little round hook, not a hook, but it's a little round, what do you call this little thing you do, that you could hang it over a hook. So they put this, let me see if it's on both sides, usually it is. Yes, on both sides. So that's what it looks like. You can see the little circle there, right? So start at whichever side. What I did is I looked and it seemed like the green area was in this direction, so that's why I started in that direction when I was building this. So I'm going to set this aside, push it over the table there, and we're going to build one of these bouquets that you then attach. So you could go like, let me show you. Best way to describe it is just to show you. And this is my method. If you wanted to do it a different method, you absolutely could. But these are the items that I use in it. You get organized and push that over a little bit. Okay, so we're going to use, these are most of the spring items, except for, this is the Hobby Lobby flower that I told you I love, the Cosmo from Hobby Lobby. One of those in the bouquet. So a 6-foot section is going to take 3 of these bouquets. Okay, so we used one of the silver dollar stems from Michael's spring collection on sale. I think we paid $2-3 for it. Then we're going to use this one that I think was called Ficus. This is one of them also. We're going to use that. See, we're layering here. This one, which I really love, this was from Michael's. This was a little more money. But what I liked about this one, like I've said on all my videos, but especially for this, is you can branch this out and have it come out the sides of the garland. So a lot of little pieces, we're going to use that. And then let's talk about the fern, because yes, I could not resist. I had to put some of my favorite fern in this also. So what I did is I took a full bunch of this, and you've seen me done it before. I'm going to do it again, especially for those of you new to my page. We rip it in half, okay? We could put a whole bunch. You don't need a whole bunch on each bouquet. We just need a little touch. So again, no fern was injured during the making of this garland, and we rip it apart. Because they're put together, each little stem is put together with floral tape. So we can actually break this in half, and if you go back and watch some of my other videos, actually that lantern would be a good one to watch. I break this down into like 8 pieces of fern. When you need little touches of fern in your project, this is the great way to go. So that's what I do. This is Michael's. In fact, all of this is Michael's except for this. So what we're going to do, I'll put these aside because I break it down like that, cut it, and then put a zip tie around it. And you end up with 2 little bunches like this. That's all you need in each bouquet. You want just a touch of that fern. But it's great that you can take 1 bunch and get 2 bouquets. So that's what we'll do when we get to the next bouquet after this one. I'll set this aside. So we're going to use that, and then we're going to use 1 Cosmo. That's our bouquet. That's all there is to it. Right like that. Oh, and the green fern. Sorry. Where's my other green fern? Here it is. And one of the droopy ferns. You know how I've showed you guys this droopy fern, but I really haven't used it in anything? Except it is going on the bottom of that lantern in the bucket. It's going to drape over the galvanized little urn bucket that I'm using. So I really wanted this because in a garland, look at the look this gives you. Look at that drapey fern. So it goes on the very bottom, and you get that great drapey look. So this is a good design to use that fern in if you guys took advantage and picked any of that up. If not, go to Michael's, pick it up. Still on sale, 40% off. And like I said, if you registered for an account or email, you'll get little coupons. I have an additional 15% off my whole purchase right now. And no, I do not work for Michael's. I get no commission from Michael's. I just really like their spring stems this year. So this is all we use. And let me show you how we layer it. So we're going to layer it, but for now, look at if I just put this together really quick and didn't really take the time to really, you know, weave it properly. Just like that, look at how good that looks, right? These are our ingredients. Look at the movement. And then I could put I would probably put this flower down a little more. But you guys, this is what I'm talking about. if you're doing any weddings and you want something to drape off of a wedding pergola or whatever, this would be great. These would also make excellent, excellent pew bows. Yes, pew bows. You don't always need bows. You don't always need all that ribbon. Can you see these hanging off the pews? Beautiful. They're faux. They will not wilt. You don't have to throw them away after the wedding. Here you go. Decorate your house for spring after your wedding. So let's get started on this. We're going to make 2 of them and attach them so you can see the whole process. So I'm going to take this back apart. This is for our next one. So let me just set this back here. And you can add more. If you want to add more different white flowers, I have a couple surprise items I'm going to show you at the end that I'm going to add, but I probably won't add them till we put it on the porch because I want to see where it's going to land. Because I'll have 1 piece across the top, 2 hanging down. So I want to make sure these surprise elements fall in the right place. And it's kind of hard sometimes to tell when you're working on a tabletop, right? Right? So we do those at the end. Thank you, Frenchie. Hi, Annie. Hi, Martha. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Angel. Could you sell them after your wedding? Yes, you absolutely could. And let me tell you, it's a big business. So if any of you are into selling, think weddings. Because there's not a lot of wedding designers out there that do the silk. There are some. Go do yourself a favor. Go to Borrowed Blooms. They're nationwide now. They're huge. It was a gal that kind of works like all of us do, any of you that are in the business, out of your dining room table, then it starts taking over your garage, and then it takes over everything. So she rents them. She rents them. And you can pick out your bouquet, like they have different designer groups. Like this would be a group, so in these flowers there would be bouquets, bridesmaids bouquets, boutonnieres, the whole bit. So table arrangements. So think about that, and if you did a wedding for a friend, relative, or whatever, yes, absolutely they could sell them afterwards. It would be so easy, so easy. You would have a whole wedding package. So, and I said my wedding series is coming up. So you're getting a little sneak peek at part of the wedding series. So here we go. So I'm going to put the flowers as last. Along with this, we're going to get down to the beginning of this little bouquet. And making sure I do this right. Okay, and I think what I'm going to do, I got to see if I did this or not. It's like I do it and then I should take notes on which piece went first, but I can just look real quick. Yes, I did that. Okay, so I didn't put the drooping fern last. The very bottom layer is silver dollar eucalyptus. These stems are way too long, but when we get them all in a bundle, we will cut them down. So we're going to do silver dollar, then this beautiful drooping, look at this. I know some people looked at this and were like, what do I do with that? I mean, seriously, I had DMs when I said, look at this, you guys, that were like, what am I going to do with that? I'm like, stay tuned, I'll show you. And then you guys are going to be running out to Michael's or going online and ordering some of this, because this is fantastic for spring and summer. This is going to go next. Okay, as you can see, and hopefully you can see this pretty good on my table, this is coming here. This is going to come a little bit longer, okay? A little bit longer. But what I like about the silver dollar, all these branches, look how I can pull them out to the side and make this garland really go wow. So even though I'm stacking these on top, they're not going to hide each other. I can pull pieces of this fern out. I can pull pieces of the eucalyptus. And every element I put after that will have the same effect. I will bend it out where I want it to live in this garland, if that makes sense. I always say where it's going to live, because that's where it's going to be. It's going to be living there. So that's my second one. So we have those two, and you can see this drapes down a little bit further than the silver dollar eucalyptus. So let's put that down. Next, this was called ficus, I believe, another Michael's spring stem. What I love about this, it screams spring and summer. Look at those variegated leaves. Someone said on a live last week, it looks like little hearts, and it kind of does. So this one, again, has the side pieces that you can pull out to the side on your garland. It has the variegated stems, lighter color, and it just pops in this. So we're going to lay that lightly right on top, Look at that. Look at the combo already. If you wanted just greenery, like for a wedding or for around your front door, table, etc., you could stop right here. Look at that. That would make a beautiful garland, right? Remember, a 6-foot garland is only taking 3 of these little bouquets. Okay, next, we're going to put some of these. I think these were called pothos. I don't know, I've never heard of it, but I love it because the not only are they variegated leaves, it's a different texture. These are a little glossy. The silver dollar is a dusty grayish green, but these look real, and look at all the little pieces. Not only can I pull it to the side, it has these little shoots that can come straight up. This is what's going to give your garland dimension. So if I pull some of these up just to show you, I fan them out. You're fluffing. Now look from the side. See how it comes up? This is the bottom. See the dimension? And that's going to happen in your garland. We don't want flat garland. Even if it's on a table, you want it to puff up a little bit. So we're going to put that right on top. Now look at it, right? Looking amazing. Simple, simple. And then we have my favorite fern, cut in half. This is half of a bunch. And I just zip tied it together and cut it short. So this is going to go right here. What I like about this, you guys, this is actually going to cover all of these stems. So you don't see that in the garland. You don't want to see the stems. So, and then I'm thinking, I went on top. No, I didn't. So I'm going to go with this. This is, before I put that on, this is the Cosmo. Kind of take it and spread it out a little bit. It's got all these blooms and little buds. So we're going to spread it out, fluff it, and look at how big that becomes. And we're gonna kind of nestle this right in here. And we will end up weaving things through a little bit more because you want to kind of intertwine everything. But for now, we're just layering so we can get it all together. But look at that. Look at the bouquet so far. Look at this. Easy peasy. This is not rocket science, not scientists. Anyone can do this, you guys, and you'll go, wow, this looks really cool. So now the fern is going to go on top of that, and the fern will cover all of these branches that look branchy. We want it to look like solid greens and the cosmos coming through this garland. We don't want to see these stems, and this is what's going to camouflage that. So this is going to come right on top of there, right like that. And then I'll fluff it. It needs fluffing, of course, which we will do. But look at that. So pretty. And this will come right up under the other bunch. Yes, under, not on top, because we started at one end. If I'd started on the other end at the bottom, we would go on top, on top. We're going to go under, under, under. Does that make sense? I'll show you in a second. Okay, so now that we have them all stacked, let's zip tie them together. You want to zip tie before you cut so that they're all where they need to be. And this zip tie is going right above the zip tie of that little fern bunch, right on top. I'm going to use my needle nose to get it as tight as I possibly can. And then, oh, my handle is falling off of that. And then cut that. So this is what it should look like. Look at the movement. Even before I fluff it, it's still pretty dimensional, right? Looks pretty good. We've got this long fern down here hanging. It's just going to be gorgeous. How easy was that? Can you guys stack stems on top of each other? If you can make this gorgeous garland. So easy. So easy. Sandy, hi, good to see you on again. Thanks for watching. Hi, Sheila. Jamie, hi, Jamie. Hi, Kathy. Yeah, Kathy, it was you. I was thinking someone said it looked like hearts. It was Kathy. Yeah, Frenchie mine is bare too. And they keep saying they're going to restock. I haven't been over there in a few days, but I just ordered a bunch online. So I think I'm done ordering the spring stems for now. We'll see. I'm using quite a few in these garlands, but I like them. Okay, so now that we have this, we can take this, and I might fluff more once I get it actually on my door. But we can kind of separate and bring them up because there's a lot of little pieces that we can pull forward so that you see the dimension. Especially these little guys, like bring them through the fern, you know, so you see them. And then maybe fluff up some of these cosmos a little bit so they're not all buried. But that's why I love this. They all have wire, and you can get them to live or lay wherever you want. You know, you don't just layer them and then stick it up. You can actually manipulate them right where you want them. This is looking pretty good. So I want to see little elements of everything. I need to bring some of this silver dollar eucalyptus up. So I'm putting slight little bends. Slight little, you don't want hard angles, you just want a little curve to them to bring them forward. And then I'll do that with this fern a little bit so that it doesn't look so flat. Super, super easy. So look at the dimension we have now. And you can see different little things poking through on the sides. Maybe bring that down a little more. So depending on how wide. Now I have, my entryway to my front door is narrow. I don't have a big front porch or anything. I have a stucco home. Wish I had a big wraparound porch and all that, but that's okay. This is I'm gonna make it look fabulous, and I don't know if this much width is gonna work. I mean, it's little, wait till I show you. So I may need to pull them in a little bit more, but you can adjust it for wherever you're putting it. But look at this on a table, so pretty again. Candlesticks weaved throughout it, beautiful. Okay, so let's cut these now. We're going to take these stems now down because we don't need all this length. We're going to leave a little bit on there because we need to get up under that other bouquet. Come to think of it now, I'm like, maybe I should start at the other end, but either way it works. Just depends on how you're working it. So we'll just cut these down. Oh, the other thing you can use these for, I mean, there's all kinds of uses. So I mentioned like pew bows, right? Instead of pew bows, little bouquets for the pews at the church. Or if you're an outdoor wedding, the rows of chairs on the end chair, right? Wouldn't those be beautiful? The other thing, if you have, and I was thinking of this today, what can I do to my lanterns? So if you have like your outdoor lanterns on your house or your lights that are on either side of your garage door, I have them on either side of I have 5. 3-car garage, so I have 3 in between all the garage doors and then 2 in the entryway. Wouldn't these be beautiful? Beautiful. So tie these up and maybe have a drapey bow, tie them up to your lanterns. These would be gorgeous for spring, or if you're having an event at your house, you can decorate with these in so many ways. Okay, so let's attach our first bouquet. Actually the second, because I did do one. Here's the first, so we're going to add a second below this one. So if I had started from the other end, I'd be working back. That may have been easier, but I got excited. I just wanted to put one on. So in hindsight, I would probably put one at the other end and work backwards rather than down. But all we're going to do is the same difference. So it's probably good I showed you this way. This is probably the harder way to do it. So I have my greenery that's already on this grapevine. So I'm going to lift this up like this. Expose the bottom, and then I'm going to slip this right through, right like that. Can you guys see that really well? Give me a thumbs up if you guys see that. So this is going to combine into that. Can you see how that works? So you lift it up, find your base, and then see where you want it to lie. And I've got this fern there and that fern. So when I attach this, I'm holding it, but I'm going to attach it. Look at how the garland starts to come alive. Look at how huge this garland is going to be with 3 bouquets. Amazing. So let me get a zip tie. And all we're going to do, let me lift this back up. Right like that. I come down. See, if I started at the end, I could just put it on top. I wouldn't have to lift anything up. But it's okay. I like making it harder for myself. Plus, if you end up coming from the top down, you'll know what to do, right? So this is good. So I'm going to kind of push that away. You can't hurt it. We can refluff everything. And what I'm going to do again, I've got my little end of the branches here. My zip tie is going to go beyond the zip tie that holds the fern, that holds the whole bouquet together. Remember, I put the zip tie that held this bouquet together after the zip tied the little bunch of fern. Does that make sense? So because that kind of helps it. It gives it like an extra little safety net so it doesn't slip off. Now we're going to zip tie it so hard, so tight that it's not going to come off, but you never know. Things are hanging, the wind's blowing, gives it a little safety net. Because gravity is gravity, wind is wind, so. And I will hold this up and show you once I get it on there. And, you know, a lot of people are like, zip ties are going to show. Nope, because the bouquet above it is going to cover the zip ties. Such an easy, easy project, you guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, throw that away. So now I can bring this back over. And we're going to fluff a little more. But I like how the fern and everything kind of come into this one. I'm going to fluff this fern up. So it kind of like combines them a bit. Just a bit. Like that. And there's our first two bouquets on there. What do you guys think? Easy, right? So now we have one more to put down and we're done with 1 6-foot garland. So let's see. And I'm thinking 3. Let me hold one up. I'm thinking 3 will cover this. Pretty much. Let me get the next one. So we might have a little left over at the end. So I might do one more, 4. But I could actually fold this under and wire it. I think I'll do that because I think I only need 3. I don't want this to go all the way to the ground. But this will easily, this is a 6-foot garland. For a table, it would be dramatic. It'd be beautiful. Plus, to keep costs down, I don't want to use a 4th bouquet. So, imagine this, again, at a wedding, on a bridal table, on a guest table. So, so pretty. And then, of course, we'll fluff these up. That way the flowers kind of go into each other. Everything doesn't have to be, you know, just in the one bouquet. We could move some backwards, like you could add more of these, but let me show you, like there's a space here, and I know you guys are going, there's a space there. There's like a gap. You can see the gap. Yeah, you can see. Let me show you what I have in mind for that area, and this is why I did this. I could have moved this bouquet up further so that they blended more, and it looked like one continual. Let me show you what I want to put in. So I went to Walmart. They also have these at Hobby Lobby. But because it's Easter, and remember, I told you before I show you this, I'm going to use this garland all summer. I'm going to add Easter elements, but after Easter, I'm going to cut them out, and then I'm going to add sunflowers. And I'm going to go all the way through summer. Might even turn this into a little bit of fall. I could actually take the white cosmos, start adding fall things in. But I'm going to add some of these giant Easter eggs. So this little area here is perfect for that. And what I did is I got several colors. So we've got the white, we have this kind of a green, but look at this, you guys, to bridge the gap. The other thing, but this is an element that I need to put on once I get out there and get it hung up. So I'll do a live with that to show you how I attach these. You can either attach them by their little ribbons they come on, right? And they'll hang in here at different areas, because I'm not just going to have them here, but I'm going to put them throughout like this. Oh my gosh, so cute. But the other thing I want to do you remember on this lantern I used that silk ribbon with a raw edge if you didn't watch it, go back and watch my lantern. But on that little bunny in the lantern, he has this little sage green ribbon, okay? I don't know if that shows on camera, but it's around his neck. So what I thought I would do, because I want to kind of incorporate that ribbon. So I have the ribbon, but I want to take some tulips, and maybe in this gap, we do a bouquet of tulips and an egg with some green ribbon draping down. So that'll come up on the next slide, but look how pretty that's going to be. So it makes it look a little more Eastery, but then I can take these out after Easter and then add my sunflowers for summer. So I'm trying to think outside the bouquet here, but I want the base garland that I can use all summer, spring and summer, and I can add and take away different elements depending on the season, right? I mean, really, I could have started this right after Christmas. I could have put some Valentines in here. So this is like a year-round garland, really. Christmas, this would be beautiful with a few Christmas items, some Christmas greens in it, just a few little picks, red berries. Perfect. So I'm not one to continually change everything out. If I can repurpose it into the next season, we're going to do it. Will you be pulling the garland items through the design? Angel, what do you mean? Garland items. So all the greens in here are in the lantern. So that's why I chose them, if that's what you mean. Angel, my studio is a spare bedroom in my house. It is not that big. Maybe 10 by 12. It's little. It's little in here. I mean, I could just about touch the back wall, just about touch the front wall. It's very tiny, and I have buckets of flowers. You can kind of see it's messy back here. All my buckets are back here. It's tiny, but it works. How much room do I need? I get a little claustrophobic sometimes. One day I hope to have a studio away from the house because like everything I've been making on the lives right now is in my dining room. You can't even see my table. It's like lined up with arrangements. So it's like, oh my gosh, I need space, but it's okay because this room's paid for right now, right? I don't have to pay rent in a studio, so use whatever space you have. I started in my kitchen on my kitchen counter, so. Oh yes, we can pull those through too, if I can get them through. They may not show. It's like some lamb's ear and whatnot, but in the very end, I'm going to go through and fluff the whole thing and we'll see if they come all the way through. They may not because they're pretty buried right now, but anyway, some light lamb's ear would look really good in this too for Easter, so. Okay, so those are my eggs. So if you guys see these eggs are about $2 at Hobby Lobby. Well, how much were they? I don't think I have a tag on any of them. But they're 40% off, so I think they came to like $2 an egg. So I figure each garland needs about 3 of them or so. So, you know, $6, $9 at the most in eggs for each section. So I think I should add this up when we're all done. We'll probably have about $20 at least in each section. So we might be looking at a $60 garland by the time we're done. But oh my gosh, this is going to look like a $300 garland by the time we're done. And this isn't all that's going on this garland. In fact, I may run out and get it because I left it in my car. I had to go over to my storage and get it. But I have this vine, it's like a honeysuckle, but it's artificial. It's dark brown with a little bit of green moss on it. And it's going to go up first, and this is going to wind through it. So it's going to be unbelievable. Now, that I'm not showing you here. I'll show it when I install. I'll bring it in and show you today, but it's very expensive. Like, you can get it on Amazon for $40 each. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I got mine wholesale, and I've had it for years, had it for a while, so I'm going to use it. But I'll see if I can find you guys a source. I was looking this morning because I thought, ooh, they're going to ask when I show that. But it's spendy. But if you're just doing it for yourself, it's going to make the dimension of this garland look like fabulous. So we're going to use it. And because I just want to show you, it doesn't have just to be greens with a garland. Weave it with something else. You could even take grapevine garland. You know, it comes in a spiral. And you could put that around your door and then weave this in and out of it. But don't weave it in the same weave. Keep them separate like this and it looks amazing. Just adds one more dimension, okay? Let's see. Anyway. Oh, Frenchie, sorry you had to go. But if you are still on, it'll be on replay. It's hard. Oh, hi, Nut and Perfect. Hi! Saw your comments this morning. Hi from Oregon, here and ready. We're not that far apart. Anyway, we'll get back to going. Hi, Sandy. Got a few of you guys on today. Thank you. Sheila. Hi, Sheila, if I didn't say hi already. Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Lisa, I'm going to be looking for those containers for you. Let's see what else. Or I think that was Lisa. Lisa, oh no, Lisa, you wanted outdoor, so this is outdoor, but not unless it's covered. And I think, who was it? I got so many DMs over the last couple days. Angel, you were looking for the square container arrangement, correct? Was it you, Angel? So anyway, we're going to be working on all those. I got to be on the hunt. All right, so there's 2. So let's take this and I'll put it back over my table. But look at how pretty already. This is a long one. But see how it's going to hang? And yes, it gets sparse right here, but that's where I want to end up putting a bouquet of this, maybe kind of at an angle coming out, and then maybe one of those huge Easter eggs. I think it'll be really cool looking. But again, when it hangs, sometimes it'll hang and you're like, that's not where I wanted that to fall, so I don't want to attach everything and then have to take it off and remove it. So I will insert those and attach them once it's up around the door. So let's put this aside, like that, and let's work on the last bouquet. Let's see, what am I missing? I'm missing this guy. So remember I ripped this in 2. So now I can show you how I actually bundle this. So let's put that one there. I'm going to cut off all this spare wire because we don't need it. It's kind of tough, but we'll get it. Grab a zip. And we're going to just zip tie this together. Oh, I guess I should take the price tag off. Favorite fern this year from Michaels. I went to Hobby Lobby and looked because they sell a little bit smaller bunch than this in their everyday bush aisle. I didn't see it though, unless they're just out of stock. But honestly, it wasn't as nice as this. So let's get this zipped up. I am a zip tie girl. If you don't like zip ties, you could use floral wire to do all this work. But the problem with floral wire is this is going to be a heavy garland, and you would have to really twist that on tight. And every time I do that, the wire snaps. Even if I use the heavier gauge, it's like, I just don't want to have to redo things. So zip ties work, and you're not going to see them once we get everything done. So we'll do that. Let me grab a little beverage. I need a drink. Because I'm talking too much? Okay, so there's that. Oh, let me talk about these eggs really quick. Now that I already talked about the eggs, I mentioned you could attach them by the ribbons, because you could. You could tie them in. But the other way you do it, if you haven't used the cable ties to attach things into your wreaths or projects, try these. They're called 3M cable ties, cable tie mounts, and they have the 3M sticky. Put it on the egg, but of course the egg is not flat, it's a little rounded. So once you get it on there, you're going to want to run a bead of hot glue around it to really make it stick. So then once you have it on there, you're just going to run your cable tie through, and this is how I'm going to attach them, because I don't want to tie them up. Some of these I really like the ribbon, I think it adds. I may pull this ribbon off and do the sage ribbon to match everything else. So then you just pull this through, and then look at, you can attach it to your garland. So that's how I will be attaching these on my next live. Okay, so if you don't have these, get them. They are priceless. Okay, so let's make this next bouquet. And I'll stop talking a little bit. I'm talking a lot. Okay, so I need that silver dollar. That's what I'm missing. Did I not bring enough in? Don't tell me that. Here it is. And here's a silver dollar eucalyptus. These are great. I mean, the stems are long, but I love how long this is and how many branches again. These are perfect for this garland application. Perfect. So we're going to put that in the back. Again, let me check. I'm pretty sure that's what I did. Yep. Then we're going to do this guy a little bit longer. And again, we can bend these around, but we'll do that more when we get it up on the door. So, but I want that a little bit longer than the eucalyptus. So the longest piece hangs down below it, right like that. Then we'll do the ficus. like that. Then this guy, I'm going to bend this a little bit because his little branches are going to get lost, so I'd rather just pre-fluff him a little bit. And you can do it with all of them, but like I said, we're going to re-fluff this whole thing eventually. And then we'll put our cosmos, and you can use any flower. You know, this is just happens to be the one that I love, but if you want to use Easter color, it would be gorgeous. Or if you're doing a wedding, whatever the wedding colors are. So, and let me show you, just for example, let me use some of these here. Like here's some pink. Like these little bunches, like they have all these bunches at Michael's right now. But can you see if you could actually take literally a whole bouquet or break it into a couple pieces. But if you, let's say you have a wedding that's using rose, or you want to go more Easter colors on your garland, you could literally lay this in with your fern, and then you could start branching these out, okay? Just bending them backwards and incorporating them in. So don't think because I'm just using the simple white, you can go crazy on this design and incorporate any color you want. But look at that one little bunch, just bent a little bit. Look at that look. Right, you guys? Simple. You could add white in with that. Look at, add a little white in with that. Spring, 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 right? So the only reason I'm not is I know I'm going to take this into the next season, and I would really have to unbundle this to do that, and I don't have the time to really take it all apart. But if you're doing a wedding or something, so beautiful, you guys. So, and yeah, it looks like it goes in flat, but when you get your next piece on, you know, when you're layering them, all that goes away. So let me pull this apart. I do like that though. I mean, if you did want to zip a few spring colors in, it would be pretty. Let's throw that there. And let's get back to what I was doing. I said I would stop talking so much, but you know, ideas pop in my head and I just want to share. So let's get this guy a little bit fluffed. These little buds that come in these are so cute. Anybody else like this stem from Hobby Lobby? I love it. I think it's so cute. Okay, and then we're going to add the fern right on top. So there's another bundle. Look how cute. Look how easy. Easy and quick. And if you were doing a wedding, like let's say someone said, hey, do my wedding flowers, these could be assembled ahead of time. That's what I love about using silk for weddings. You're not under the gun of a day or so before the wedding. You can make these up 2 weeks before the wedding. And this is a lot to store made up on the vine itself, but you could have all these bouquets and then put them all together the day of the wedding. Easy. You cut down on your stress, because weddings are stressful, to get them all to come together in a short period of time, especially when it's fresh. It is just, it's a gut grinder. With fresh flowers, well, redding especially because of the heat, you know. But I like silk. Cute little story, short story about my wedding. 40 years this year, by the way. Me and Bob will be married 40 years in November. So when we got married, way back in 1984, that was when the cascading bouquets were popular. We had a small wedding. It wasn't anything major, but we used a local little florist in our hometown. And we were so excited. And they delivered late. The flowers were wilted. And they said, oh, it was a warm day. I think it was 75 that day, November, you know, 1st of November. And it was a little warm. But they gave me the bouquet right before I walked down the aisle. And the whole cascade fell off. It was like, I'm like, whatever, it's okay. But it's like, I know when I do, like, this could be a bouquet. This could absolutely be a bridal bouquet too, you guys. Think about it. You could add a little bit more. You cut this down. Look at it for a bridal bouquet. But anyway, oh, also, big corsage. No, just kidding. Anyway, but I could see this, it was just a mom and pop floral shop. The stress in their face. I felt so bad. I mean, it was my wedding, but I felt bad for them. I'm like, oh my gosh. I go, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. And they were trying to wire it back up really quick, and the wedding, all the attendants were already at the altar, and I'm like, it's okay. Just take the cascade. I'll just use the top part. It'll be fine. So, you know, and then like I said, if you do weddings, this takes the stress off. You can make these ahead of time. You don't have to worry about wilting and whatnot. So anyway, they said that someone cut them off when they were delivering in the van, and they had to put on the brakes, and everything just shifted in the van, and it just created chaos. So I felt bad for them. But anyway, so much you could do with this kind of a design. But I'll quit yapping about my wedding now. Thank you, Angel. Yeah, that Cosmos stem, my favorite. 40% off today. And then I saw an email come. Oh, sign up for emails with Hobby Lobby because $50, I think it's $49.50 free shipping. So, yes. Yeah, Sheila, I agree. Everything's falling over here. The Hobby Lobby fern used to be really good, and it's gotten, I'll say it, yucky. That's why I was so excited about this coming out this year, because it was so full and it had that movement. It was soft, and there's a lot of it. This is like double the size of the bunch that Hobby Lobby used to sell. And I mean, it is just amazing. Amazing. And I think at 40% off, it's like $8. Then if you have an additional coupon, President's Day sale was off the hook with an additional 25%. It was crazy. So I know a lot of you took advantage of that, so, but good deals. Okay, let me cut this down. I'll quit yapping. But things pop in my mind. I'm like, oh yeah, you can do this. But this would be the great start to a cascading bouquet. But you'd have to, well, I'll talk about what you'd have to do to this in the wedding series, so, which is coming up. And if you're in the Reading area, no, I did not do any bridal shows this year, so not quite ready to do weddings yet. It's like still recovering a little bit, but look at how pretty that would be as the start of a cascading bouquet. Another good use for this fern, you guys, totally. Okay, so there's another bouquet. Look how easy. Look at the dimension. I'm going to fluff it more when I get it on the door, but let's get it on the garland first. So I'm going to let some of this hang over. It's getting quite big. Look, it's going to go puff in the air. Actually, let's do this because I don't want it to get too distorted. For this over here, I'll have it hang off the end on this side, and then it won't come apart too much. There we go. Need a bigger work table. Pam asked, I know Pam is traveling today. You guys see Pam pop up on my lives. She's one of my girlfriends. She's going to Disneyland today. I'm so jealous. But anyway, Pam said, is this going to be a workshop or a class? I'm like, I think it should. I think this would be the funnest class to do. So much fun. Okay, so again, you guys, we're just going to lift this up. Lift it up, right? Expose your grapevine and set this in where it needs to live. We're going to have a little bit left over on the bottom, but that's okay. So I think right about there is right about where we want it. I think I moved this up. I may end up moving this one up a little more. Let me see. So if you get it on, you think, oh, I needed that up further. Yeah, okay. I'm going to move that one up. Just like when I'm building a table arrangement and I start shifting flowers around, we're going to shift this up a little more. Even though I do need a little space, I want this up underneath there a little more. It looks a little better. So we'll cut off that main pick. And first move this up underneath, a little further back. I think it'll look a little bit better. Yeah, it'll look thicker. Even though we're going to add the eggs and stuff, we're still going to get them in there, but I want to do this. All right. Flower surgery, you guys. Flower surgery. But look how easy it is to adjust this. So if you create a garland like this, you get it up there and you think I spaced them too much or I overlapped them too much. So easy. One zip tie is all you have to adjust. It's easy peasy. But see, if you had a simple grapevine or you could also tie this onto the very cheap Christmas garland as a backing. It's nice because it has all that wire. So, but it's easy if you have to adjust it. Look at how easy that was. And now they overlap a little more. I like that a little bit better. Okay, so let's get this one going. So let's flip this up. And we're going to bring that a little bit further in. And I think because of that, I probably could do one more bouquet. But I don't know that I will. I'm going to see how long it is. And we'll go from there. Because I can take that and I can fold it up underneath and zip tie it so you don't see it. Okay, so again, if I lift this up so you can see, I'm going above that zip tie there. This is the top zip tie that brought the bouquet together. Okay, it connected all the stems. The bottom zip tie is the zip tie just around the pieces of fern. So I'm going to go above the top zip tie, which is the one that zip tied them all together, if that makes sense. If you guys are keeping track. So I'm going to drop that and get that zip tie on there. But you could do this method with Christmas greens, just about any combination you want of greens and flowers. It's just zip ties, it's so easy. Like I said, you don't need an expensive garland for the base. Just buy a little spiral of that grapevine and use that. Or just use the cheap Christmas garland. By the way, Michael's has 80 to 90% off right now. They had a ton of Christmas garland last time I was in there. Okay, so now I'll move that over. So now look at, I moved it a little bit closer together. Some of this garland, oh, the top one is hanging out now, which I love. Hanging over the other bouquets, it's so pretty. Let's flip some of this up. Look at this now. I do like it closer in. Look how that looks. Isn't that pretty? All the dimension. Love it. So, at the very end, let me measure this and see what we're at. So I'm thinking my front door. So I have those lanterns that are going in buckets. So this can't go all the way to the ground because it'll get in the way of the bucket with the lantern because my porch is so narrow. So I think this is going to be plenty. And that right now is 4 feet. So, about 4 feet. It's probably 3.5 to 4, but I still have a little bit at the top and all this at the bottom. So now, let's go this way. It's like, what do I do with this, right? So we could cut it, but I like that it adds stability to this. So I'm going to pull this up, and we can literally fold it under and zip tie it. So right like that. You can hear my branches kind of breaking a little. It's fine. Some of them are snapping, and I'm just going to zip tie it to itself so that it's out of the way and you don't see it as much. And is that enough? Maybe up a little more. Now that I broke it there, because I want to see that fern at the very bottom. So if you want to do one more bouquet and go further, if you have the space, that would be gorgeous, but I think this is good enough. Now, if you're doing a table, this is directional, right? Because so some of you are saying, it's going to be one way on the table. I don't know if I like that. Because at one end of the table, it's going to just stop, right? It's not going to be flowing on the end. I've got you covered. Let me get this done and I'll show you what you're going to do. So what I would do with that, this is a 6-foot garland. Cut the base in half. Do 2 small ones, 2.5 to 3 feet, okay? So then, at each side, you end up with this at the end. See all the nice, lovely fern cascading down like this. I gotta flip that piece over. But there's the bottom. But see, then you're at this side and it's like, wah, 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 right? So if you did 2 small, like maybe 2 each, you could have them come back to back. Even 3. You could do 2 this size, because if you have a long table, and then you overlap the other one here, the end of it, and it cascades that way. So at the end, you have 2 ends with the ferns flowing off of them. So, and then you could do some, what would be really pretty is have some kind of pedestal, some type of pedestal, you know, pedestal thingy, pedestal plate or whatever. Have these go across each other underneath it, and then do some candles around it, and then candles coming out and less candles as you get toward the end. But this would be beautiful on a table, beautiful. And I know this is sticking out. I have to wire it all the way under there. But what do you guys think? Who would try this garland? Is that not easy? So there is the whole garland. You can add more flowers, other elements. And like I said, showing it here, I want to end up adding some of these eggs, which I think is going to look amazing. So I'm just going to kind of nestle some eggs in here and there, especially where these end. So if I have one going that way, maybe this one comes over on this side over here. So, you know, put some Easter eggs in it. And then, like I said, I want to take this and I want to wrap it up with some of that silk ribbon with the raw edge. And maybe in here, I tie a bouquet of this in. Maybe not this color, I'm thinking maybe bright white. But look at the difference. You can add some more elements and make it look really good. So there's our garland. What do you guys think? You can do so much. Angel, I want you to try it. If you guys try this, please post a picture so I can see what you guys came up with. Because it's kind of cool to show the technique. But some people put things in I would never have thought of. It's like, oh, I love that. I wish I had done that. So it's nice to get ideas from each other. Anyway, so, and I just planned all that out doing that. But we'll fluff it when we get it on the door. I got 2 more of these to make. And then, so it's going to hang down 4 feet on each side, 3 to 4 feet on each side of the door, and then the same across the top. And then this is the ribbon. This is that raw edge sage silk ribbon. Isn't that pretty? This was off of Amazon, you guys. It wasn't that expensive either. I got 3 of these big rolls. I mean, they look little, but there's a ton of ribbon on these. No wire, so it's like, but beautiful to have some of this tying up some things and running through here. So I might do that. I don't know if it'll be those tulips, but we'll see what I can find. So if you wanted to go a little bit further, like, let's see, a little ranunculus. You could see, do little bunches of ranunculus in it. Look at how pretty. I mean, just add a little bit more to it and maybe make it a little bit more dramatic. Yeah, Angel, isn't it pretty? I love that. I guess it's trending right now. I just love it. I bought some in cream and some in that sagey green. Hi, Lisa. Thanks. I'm glad you love it. Martha, thank you so much. Angel, Sheila Phelps Casey, we still have Christmas and it's 80% off. Yeah, Ready, I think is 80% off. It's not boxed yet because I was talking to the manager at our Michael's and she said it'll go 90 when we box it into the surprise boxes, which are fun. Have you guys ever done that? Grab some surprise boxes. Sometimes you get funky stuff, but sometimes you get some really good stuff. And they had tons of garlands left, so I know there'll be garland boxes at least in Reading. Ooh, Sheila, burgundy for Christmas, gorgeous. I love how it just drapes. I love working with the wired ribbon, but I'm kind of over it. Oh, let me show you this too. I'm like, ooh, look. I'm like a dog with a squirrel. Where is it? This I used in a ribbon class I taught at Christmas at my house. But don't discount using this wide unwired burlap. Can you see that in here? It would be absolutely gorgeous to have a few loops of this in here, hanging here and there, especially for like a barn wedding or whatever, even on your front porch. I love burlap. I know people say it's going out of style, but I love it. I think, look at that. Look how pretty in here. It would be gorgeous. So it wouldn't take a whole lot, but anyway. Unwired. I like the unwired burlap, so. And this burlap, Hobby Lobby has it every season in their seasonal aisle. I don't know if they had Easter this year, but again, I buy it after the season, and then it goes 80% off. I mean, if you watch they'll have it and you'll pay pennies on the dollar for it. So good deals. Hi, Chasing Doors Decor. Thanks for watching. I hope did you get to see the whole video, the whole tutorial? So anyway, just my thing. I love to share. So I'll have to look you up if I'm not following you already. Did you come from the group that I was just invited to join? Because I'm trying to follow a bunch of people in there. But anyway, it's so nice to see other people that do this. Love it, love it. Let's see. I did not, but I'm following you now. Thanks, and I'll look after this and see if I'm following you. And if not, I'll give you a follow. Debbie, you're at Hobby Lobby. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I'm Lori Cox Tubes. Well, hi, Lori. I'm Kathy. Good to meet you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nice. Debbie, I'm so glad you love it. I can't wait to install this with everything, but I gotta make 2 more, so we'll get it done and we'll get it all put up. I'm just bummed that we're gonna start raining and maybe snowing next week. I'm like, no, give us our sunshine and keep it. So anyway, so this is the garland, a member for the door, for a table, like a bridal table, over an arch, right? Wedding arch. And I'm focusing on weddings because we're right in that season right now. A single bouquet, pew bow, chair bow, without the bow. You could put some floppy ribbon or some of that satin with the raw edge. So many things you can do with this design, but it's basically making a bouquet, layering a bouquet and tying it on to whatever you need it for. So I hope you liked it, and if you haven't watched it, this is going with it on the front porch. I know it looks busy here, but they're not going to be this much on top of each other, but I took a lantern and we made a lantern arrangement. We're going to weave through the garlands and through the lanterns. We're going to put fairy lights too, so the whole thing will sparkle. So when I get it all done, we'll do another live and I'll show you what we did with that. So we're going to use battery operated lights because I hate having cord string, but they have so many good battery operated lights on Amazon that have timers and remotes. So that's what we'll use. And I like that they're tiny little lights. So we're going to do that. So we have 2 of these. I got to make another one of these. And the buckets are out front. So I can't show you the buckets, but go back and watch that tutorial and show you where those are going and how I put them in buckets. So pretty excited. Angel has sunshine and freezing cold. Yes, I want sunshine and warm so bad. So bad. It's coming. But in Reading, for those of you not in Reading, like it's beautiful today, like 75. But in the summer, we get up to 118 here. So like right now, we're like, we want the sunshine. And then by July, we're like, can it go away? We're done. We're over it. It gets so hot here. So hot. It's like we're desert, but we're not, you know. We have beautiful mountains. We have, to our north, we have Mount Shasta. And to our east, we have Mount Lassen. So we have huge mountains, volcanoes basically. But beautiful, beautiful trees, everything. And we're right by, for those of you, because I get a lot of questions, whereabouts are you? Did you guys hear about the car fire a few years back? It destroyed like the whole west side of Reading. That's us. So I'm on the east side, so I wasn't affected, but we had a lot of friends and relatives that were affected. And then the campfire in Paradise. And in fact, my son's brother-in-law lost his house, lost everything in that fire, barely got out with his life. So we're like in the fire zone, unfortunately, but right now we're doing pretty good. Last summer, we went through a whole summer with no smoke in the air, which was wonderful. It's like some summers, it's like dark all summer with ash everywhere. It's horrible. So anyway. Angel, so you guys are 39 for your anniversary? Is that what you're saying? I say we are 39. Yeah, we're 40. We were married in 84, so we are 40 years this November. It's like, yay! Let's do another 40 more, but we'd be pretty old. Anyway. All right, guys, I'm going to get off this, probably work a little bit more, and tomorrow, tomorrow's iffy. If we've got some things to do on Sunday, I might jump back on. So just watch for my little live alert. You know, when I'm coming on, I try to do it a couple hours in advance. So maybe we can do another something in the morning. So I hope you liked it. I see the little hearts coming. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching me, Kathy with Big Barn Blooms. I don't even know if I said that in the beginning this time. I was just so excited to get into this. So I'll bring you more. You guys, I have so many ideas in this head. It's like crazy. It's all I think about is flowers. So, Chasing Doors. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed this. No, that will be 33 years. Oh, 33 is pretty impressive this day and age. That's awesome. Congratulations. You're welcome, Jamie. Thanks for watching. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Remember, if you like this video, like it. Share it if you can. Make sure you're following me, and I'll bring you more. So have a great Saturday. Enjoy the sunshine if it's sunshining where you are, and we'll see you soon. Bye now, guys.